Bezo coming into this are front runner to a first place and a second place, I believe they had, and suddenly everything.
Oh, that's
has
8 belt. There it
down.
is.
That's Belveth 3. Oh no, but she took the thieves gloves.
Oh my god, what?
Hi, I'm Garrix, a challenger player on EU West, and what you just saw was a game from one of my first tournaments. I've got improving to do still, so come along on this journey with me and let's get better at TFT together. Alright, so a analysis of today's comp we played. So we played Vertical Shadow Wilds today, and playing this comp, well, I guess the only way you can play this is, well, if you have an opener like me, then this will be a really strong option if you get the chance. So it's really important that it is the Shadow Wild Crown, actually, because the Shadow Wild Crown here gives you the Callista, which is really important, and the Static Shield, which will also snowball your early game. So if you have a Maokai and Viego already, and then your augment pops up, I would say this is a insta take, as getting the 4 Shadow Wilds online is really strong. So a opener could be something like this, which we also played. We got that Poppy also, which gives you Bastion. So yeah, the Shadow Wilds will give you plenty of tankiness. It gives you 80% shield on all your units there with Shadow Wilds. So Viego can scale up really, which is stacking ability and carry the early fights. And Callista likewise will do the same, stacking up her spears and then executing enemies. So this will be a really strong early game board if you get the option. But if you have like Viego and Maokai but get the Shadow Isle emblem instead, I wouldn't take it because it gives you another Maokai. So you're not guaranteed to get that Callista. So you can't unlock that Shadow Isles, 4 Shadow Isles early if you're not that lucky. But the Shadow Wild Crown here I would say is really, really strong. So the board we transition to afterwards could be something like this here in the late game. So you want to take in the Gwen, the Senna for the 6 Shadow Wilds, and the rest would be flex really. So you can play like Kai'Sa here to get a challenger with your Callista. She could be also the holder of the Shadow Isle emblem. Aatrox here for the Slayer with Gwen, and also just a strong unit. And in our case, yeah, we played Cassante because he was really strong with the Shadow Isle crest there, but you can really play anything you hit. So yeah, it's just important to get in the Gwen and the Senna, of course, late game for the Shadow Wilds, and then whatever you hit really. But this would be like a super capped board. At level 9 maybe we also play like Heimerdinger like this, something like this. This would be like a capped board here. But if you can't cap that high, you could also play something like this, like we talked about in the video. So you play some ship units with the Shen there, also sharing Bastion with Maokai, Yasuo here sharing Challenger with Callista, and Karma there filling out the trades with Ionia as well as the Invoker here. And I believe this board would be quite strong as well because Senna also synergizes with Shen here because he gives shields to himself and allies. So Senna with her Redeemer trait would stack up the attack speed of the units as well. So this board can be also quite strong if you don't high roll that much and get a bunch of legendary units. Welcome guys to another video. Today we have a pretty spicy one actually. I found a new kind of approach, or what to say, a new type of way to play Shadow Isles here. If you saw the thumbnail, I played Shadow Isle Cassante. I found that to be very strong, and this game we will see how it manages and how I got there. So this game, the portal was the Jay's workshop, I believe it's called, and it's the one where every augment will be prismatic. So what I'm doing here, I'm just looking up a bit of stats beforehand to see what is strong really. See, we get 2 Lissandras there from the first gold orb, so we sell off one, buy the 1 costs here. We have a Viego pair and a Poppy pair. a glove and a bow, so we're looking to play some kind of AD right now as it looks. But we'll see here. Maybe we can play that Tristana reroll actually. We get a belt also, so mix of items here. So it's a prismatic here. So we have Twisted Fate, so we get the Pandora's box, but that one usually isn't that good actually. So I'm looking around here. Cruel Pact, I don't want to play that really. I don't know how good it is right now. Level up, not really that good when you don't have a lot of money. So you'll be down the prismatic for a long time. So I decided to take these Shadow Isles as we already have Viego and a Maokai. We also high roll and get the Viego too. And yeah, getting 4 Shadow Isles in this early is super strong actually. So Shadow Isle Crown is actually really strong. That gives you the Callista. That is not that easy to come by early, because if you take the Shadow Isle Crest, the golden one, you just get a Maokai, I believe. So it's not that strong actually. Also you get the static Shiv here, which is really nice as well. So this augment is actually very strong, unlocking the 4 Shadow Isles really early. That is a super strong trait to have, and it will definitely carry you through the early game if you have some upgrades, because this Callista here in the backline along with the 4 Shadow Isles will buy a lot of time for Callista to just go crazy really and shred through most teams. And so what I'm doing here is just thinking about what I can do here, planning maybe how we can play a lot with our trade. So we have Maokai, which is a Bastion, so a late game Bastion could be Shen, and we have Callista as a backline carry, and she's a challenger, so what would go well with that? Well, Yasuo. Both Yasuo and Shen are Ionias, so to trigger the Ionia you need 3 units that has that trait. So the last one that will fit is Karma, because she's also Invoker, which combos with the Shen, so that would be a pretty decent board, I believe. So that's what I'm playing towards right now. But yeah, that will be a while till we get there, so right now we have to focus on the early game right now, but our early game is really strong. As you see there, Poppy Pock, that shield is really big. It's 80% HP, so yeah, imagine you have that on all your units. That's a lot of bonus HP that the enemy has to work through, and during that time also all your Shadow Isle units regen all that extra mana and continue to cast and continue to, well, in Poppy's case, shield up, and in Maokai's case, heal up even more. So yeah, your team will be very tanky early on, and the Callista will have that stacking damage, so she will be very strong as well. I pick up the chain vest here because we already have the belt, so we can slam the Sunfire here, which is a good slam early, and it also helps us keep our streak going here. So we also level to keep our streak going, put in the Relia here, so we trigger the challenger bonus for Callista. So yeah, we're looking really good right now. And yeah, if we win here, we'll sell off those Kleds and the Tali as well, so we make 20. Fight off against a multicaster board here. Nothing too crazy. Multicaster really gets strong when you have 4 of them, so 2 right now isn't that big of a deal. As you can see, yeah, our board really strong. None of our Shadow Isle units actually died, so yeah, they are really tanky. Here we get the Maokai 2 also, so now yeah, we basically can't lose this one, this next fight coming up. And yeah, if you're looking to the side there, nobody's really streaking except for that guy at the bottom, which is playing Cruel Pact. So if we face him, actually we might lose, but face any other, we'll be fine. Face off against the double trouble here, as Callistas, but it's alright, our board is much stronger. So we easily get this win and garner ourselves that 5 streak going into Crux here. So we're looking really good here. Good early game, which will set us up for the transition into that late game board, which is quite expensive actually. So yeah, having a streak early and now full HP as well, we have a lot of time and money to work with to get to that point. So we can just play really slowly actually, we don't need to rush things. Also, it's important not to rush things when you know it's a prismatic augment coming up guaranteed. So it's better to take your time and see what comes up really, because if you rush things, you might regret it later. For example, now that can't be the case this game because we got level up earlier already, but if the second pick here would give us level up, you wouldn't want to have spent gold. So we want to save and wait to see what the augment is, and then we go for a play. But in this case, actually, I already know that yeah, we won't have the level up coming up, so I'm actually gonna level up for this streak. But we actually faced the cruel pack player here, and he has a Scion already, and even a Kaisa too, so that's really unfortunate for us actually. So we invested a bit of gold only to lose it, so that's quite sad, but it is what it is. The second one here, so again it's a prismatic. I don't really want item grab back here. Bastion Crown doesn't really give us a lot of power either. What the Forge, not really what I want. Ancient Archives here could be an option. We could go for even more Shadow Isles and even some Challengers or something like that, so we can build a comp around that, but the Overwhelming Force there, we don't really want that as our late game carries will be AP most likely, so I decided to actually take Hedge Fund here, as we had a lot of HP to work with and also most of our gold left, so we gained that interest already. But yeah, again, the point I was mentioning earlier, if we didn't push level that earlier, we would have more gold right now, so Hedge Fund would be even more worth. But it's alright, having 70 here is all good still. We have 70 gold, 80 HP, so we have a lot of time to stack up our Hedge Fund here, gain a lot of gold that we can transition into a nice late game board later on. So yeah, we have a clear idea of what to do really. So we're just gonna sack the rest of this stage really, save our gold, and then later on we're gonna level up and then roll. But yeah, what I noticed here, this game at least, is yeah, Shadow Isles super strong there. When you get 4 Shadow Isles in the stage 2, really will carry you most of the time. But here in stage 3, it's not that strong actually, because if you don't roll, and even in that case, 2 of your Shadow Isle units are 1 costs. Callista there, she is quite strong, but she can't carry alone. And the thing is, if it's the Shadow Isle Crown, because that is the one you want. The Shadow Isle Crest isn't that strong at 2-1, I believe. The others will also have prismatics, so maybe those prismatics will have scaled and maybe outscale the Shadow Isles. But you will be strong early, kind of okay-ish in the mid game, but then in the late game, if you manage to hit the 6 Shadow Isles, you'll be super strong, because that's a huge power spike as well. But it's quite hard to get there because you need to find a Senna, which can be quite hard. The Gwen is not a problem usually, not very contested unit, but the Senna is just hard to find because it's a legendary. But yeah, we have again a lot of gold here, 100 gold now, so we have maximum interest with that hedge fund. And yeah, kind of molding here because that person had a Jarvan 2 star at level 6, so that was kind of weird. This whole lobby seems to be high rolling quite a bit, but again, it's alright. We have a lot of HP, and yeah, we're super rich, so we're happy with our position really. Also, again, it's good to just play it slow because the next augment again will be a prismatic, so it's better to play according to what we get then. But yeah, we don't really care if we lose or win. Winning, we just save HP. Losing, that's fine as well, as long as it's not some heavy losses. And yeah, that was a decent loss. I guess we killed a few units there. So we are at 57 HP here. We're basically level 7. So yeah, we are looking really good here. We have plenty of gold to roll at level 7, or I mean 8 actually. Yes, that is the plan, because if we go 7 and roll, well, we have plenty of gold to hit our units, but it will be very hard to find the Senna, which is what we want to find, so we have to go 8 to find that a bit more consistently at least. We get a rod here so we can slam the Ginsu, and the rest of our components are nothing really we can slam right now. So again, we're just biding our time here. Seems like the rest of the lobby is rolling down a bit, but again, we have a lot of HP to work with and a lot of gold, so it's alright. Here we had a crude pack player now. He hasn't really gotten that much stronger actually. He still has that Kaisa too, and that Scion, but not that many other upgrades actually, so it's not that much stronger. But yeah, I say that as he dumpsters our board, but it's alright, we're about to spike as well. So the final prismatic here, Lucky Glove, not real option, think fast, don't really want it, binary, yeah, the simple option is just harm assist to make our team stronger. So just rolling down here, looking for Senna, we find a very high roll Belbet 2 there, so we're obviously gonna play it, we'll get lucky with this Senna here. We get 2 Casantes as well, so this roll down is super high roll. I just play all the Shadow Wilds units and think about what I'm gonna play. So yeah, now you can see that Shadow Wilds shield, very strong. And the thing with Senna also is that she gives her trait, the Redeemer trait, gives stacking attack speed whenever your allies gain shields, so Shadow Wilds counts as a shield. The Senna ult counts as a shield, and yeah, she will cast multiple times, so yeah, she will keep your team scaling, and also that harm assist will also keep your team going. So here I decide to put in the Cassandra instead and test the Shadow Wilds, because he has low mana, so I was thinking that yeah, he would cast a lot with this, so let's see what he will do here. One cast there on the super tank there, knocking the super tank out, nice. Yeah, he will just keep casting because he's just gonna live with that huge shield. And he's gonna keep CCing the enemy, so I realized yeah, this is probably a pretty good combo. So I'm gonna keep him on the board. And yeah, we're actually quite strong now, we don't really have to roll, so we can actually look to go 9 instead. That is the plan here, because well, we found a Belvet 2, so that is super strong as well. Really high roll down actually, but yeah, the rest of this lobby has been quite high roll as well, so we'll take those. Yeah, I take the cloak here. Again, we have some awkward items here. With the belt, I believe I'm looking to slam a Warmogs maybe actually, because the Shadow Wild shield scales with the max HP, so getting a lot of HP to begin with would give a really big shield. So yeah, I itemized the Velvet now because well, she's a 2-star legendary, so she's obviously gonna be our carry here. She's doing some nice damage there, and Cassandra knocking out another unit there. Yeah, we are really strong here. Really getting to see the power of the 6 Shadow Wilds. So yeah, we're just gonna econ up. We're at the top of the lobby. 60 gold, looking really good here. So when we go to level 9, we're gonna roll for Cassandra 2, Gwen 2, probably take out this Kale, also look for the Senna 2 of course, and play some other just high cost units. Maybe a challenger like Kaisa or Yasuo, so that will combo with the Kalista, and maybe a Slayer or something like Aatrox to combo with our Gwen could be an option. So yeah, even though I plan to play for that Ionia board with Shadow Wilds earlier, as you saw with the Shen, the Yasuo and the Karma, we high rolled a bit, so we didn't have to play for that board. That board I would say would be a little bit a cheaper version actually, because well, Cassandra is a legendary, and yeah, I hit Velvet this game, so that's quite lucky, but those units you would probably be able to hit more consistently, and that board would be pretty good I believe. So thinking about what I should slam here, I decide for the Titans. With the rest of the items, we don't need the Magic Shred, we don't need the Anti-Heal, so I slam a Zephyr. That's the obvious here. So let's see where I put it. I put it in the corner there, Zephyr in the Aphelios. Good stuff. As he comes down, the Cassandra knocks the work into them. Nice. Velvet here, doing a lot of work. Kalista also in the backline there. Good stuff. Yeah, we're looking really good here. Back to 100 gold here. Streaking, 42 HP. So yeah, we are quite a bit ahead of the rest of the lobby. I decided to level here actually. Keep the tempo high here. We actually didn't have to do this, but I figured keeping the pressure on would be nice here. And we had quite a bit to roll for. We find the Senna 2 there. Actually play the Zed there. I had better to give an additional Slayer and Rogue, so some more traits at least. Not really the strongest unit to put in maybe, but it will do for now. Here we face that cruel back player, and yeah, as I mentioned, his board again didn't look much stronger than it did a few stages ago, so yeah. Fortunately for him, he will die there, and yeah, we're down to the top 4 already here. 3 players died last round. So yeah, what we're looking for is just coming up on the carousel is just the last Velvet item, or maybe a Cassandra, so we can get that Cassandra too. Cassandra barely surviving there, getting the shield and knocking out the Scion, kinda sick. But yeah, this person here is really strong actually, has that Juggernaut reroll. Velvet doing a lot of work there, but not enough, fortunately. So there are 3 Ginsus here, so quite easy to get that onto our Velvet here. No Cassandra, so there was no option of doing that. We find the Aatrox, I roll a bit here. Thinking about I should make this Yasuo too. Which I should do, yeah, it's definitely stronger than this Zed there. Finding another Heimerdinger there, thinking about if I should hold it. But I can't really fit it onto my board right now. Yeah, Cassandra doing work there. Yeah, Velvet is a beast really when you get to itemize her actually. So 3 item Velvet with the Harm Assist there really goes crazy. Yeah, again we have a lot of HP here, but probably 2 lives or maybe 3 even. Or actually coming into stage 6 it should be 2 lives. But yeah, we lost to that Garen play last time, or Juggernaut play, so let's see how it goes this time. Cassandra knocking back the Scion again, knocking him out completely. Yeah, we take a loss again against that player. This other player lost our Ghost actually. So yeah. Actually losing there, looking kind of bad for us. But we can still get a bit stronger actually. As he is probably capped, I think he hit every 3-star really. But we can find that Cassandra too, and if we position properly we can win the next fight coming up here. Rolling here, putting in the Aatrox instead. I decided to put in the Heimerdinger instead because all the units in the front line just get melted by the Garen, so I thought maybe putting in some backline and CC would be better. Get the Dragon's Claw onto Cassandra. And yeah, this time Cassandra targets the Garen instead, so that's really good. Knock him in out there. Going on to the Darius, knocking him back, knocking him out, so yeah, he went crazy there. Cassandra can really see the power of him carrying this fight really. Getting his 3rd dunk. Kalista winning that barely. Lucky for us. rolling here, we get the Hemeliga 2. Just gonna slam the rod there. He found his final 3-star there. Basically his whole board is 3-star. He got that Infernal Contract or whatever it's called. Repositioning a bit here. Let's see. Casate is onto the Scion, so not that good as last time, but Velvet here just deleted the Garen. And Velvet here is really gonna clean up this fight actually. Yeah. So yeah, that was this game, guys. Quite cool actually to get to try 6 Shadow Eyes like this actually. I've tried it like one time before, but then I didn't actually manage to find a strong board like this. So this was a very high roll game, but I believe we played pretty good. We had a strong early game, then we transitioned that into our mid game, just sacrificing our mid game really, playing for that hedge fund, gathering a lot of gold, and then just spiking really hard, and from there winning out really. So yeah, if you get the Shadow Isle crown, if you have a prismatic augment opener and you have the Viego and Maokai already, I would highly recommend picking it up, as it's really strong early, and that can give you a strong early game which will transition into a nice late game, hopefully. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed, and see y'all next time. Peace.